to try and do this one more time because for some reason YouTube still hasn't worked out that bug where if you receive a phone call in the middle of a live stream and you have to take it because God forbid it's an emergency, you return back to the stream and the audio is completely gone and cut out. So please, YouTube, work on that for the sake of my viewers and for the sake of peace. Okay, so let's just get back into this. I had a dream vision the other day, and I just want to try and make this quick. I was in a car with a female. She was on the right side, which is actually the driver's side in whatever country or place this was. And I was on the left side of the vehicle, which is the passenger side. This female was trying to get me to turn against a masculine. And this is a masculine who has been apparently like saying a lot of false rumors, saying a lot of false things about me, and just really talking the most shit that he can talk about me because he's really heartbroken over me, but he loves to obsessively rant over me, apparently. And this female was playing voicemails and stuff that he had left for her, talking the most shit about me. And then when she realized that I wasn't fazed by it, she calls him and gets him on the actual phone. And in the dream, I don't know what she said to him, but he starts basically ranting about me. She puts him on speakerphone. And before I even heard what he said, before he was on speakerphone, I was about to be like, hey, just like, sneak in a hey in there so he knows that I'm here and just be like, hi. But then I heard what he was saying about me, and she had him on speakerphone, and when I heard him on speaker, I was just like quiet. I said, okay, let me be quiet and listen to what's happening here because he's really bitching hard. And in the dream, right, it indicated to me like this person does watch my tarot readings, this masculine. This is a real masculine, by the way, in real life. So someone that I recently had walked away from, but yeah, they were showing me something about the situation that has something to do, I think, with you, divine feminine or masculine, if you're here watching. So just let me get into this real quick. So he starts bitching and ranting, and to be honest with you, I was upset and I was hurt at first, but then I realized that he's really just heartbroken. He really is. Underneath the surface of it all, he's in pain and he hasn't let me go. And he has not, truly let go of all of this. And when he told me, like, he was done with me, he must have lied because he literally cannot stop talking the most shit about me. Anyway, she realized, though, that I'm not getting upset. She wanted to see me react. She wanted me to, like, snap off at him and be like, oh, really? Oh, that's what you think about me or whatever? I guess I don't know what she was trying to do, or maybe she just wanted me to hear exactly what it was that he thought about me. And I don't know. I guess the conversation ends. She hangs up the phone. And I wanted to say to him, like, I'm sitting right here. Like, what's going on? Why would you say that? Are you okay? Like, what is your problem? Like, why are you mad at me? Like, come on. I don't deserve this. But I just couldn't say it. I just couldn't bring myself to say anything. I was just trying to process and observe. And anyway, so she hangs up the phone, and she realizes it's not doing anything for me. Like, I'm not getting the reaction. I'm not giving her the reaction that she wants. She's not getting the reaction she wants out of me. I still like him, still have feelings for him. I haven't turned against him, which is what she wants me to do. So now she goes into her phone and pulls out like a picture or something. And I don't know what the picture was, but she flashed it at me really quickly, like for like half a millisecond, and then suddenly turned it back towards her. I reached for her phone so I could see it again, not in like an aggressive way. I just reached for the phone. I was like, wait, can I see that again? And she snatches it back. She just snatches the phone back, holds it to her chest. And I'm just like, okay, like in my mind, I knew already she was lying or just kind of fabricating something because that's sus as hell, right? Anyway, I reached for her phone and I just ripped it actually away from her. Because at that point, I was desperate for the truth. And I know she's playing games. And I know that there's something bigger going on here. And the minute I grabbed her phone away from her, suddenly a second person, female, appears in the backseat. One that was apparently sitting behind me the whole time, and I did not know that there was a third person in this car. As I take the phone from this girl, the first girl, the second girl picks up her phone and suddenly is dialing 911. call the police. And she knows that there's no reason for that. Totally, totally unnecessary, not an escalated situation. But she just like to be the kind of person that start drama and chaos and brings chaos into this for no reason. The minute I saw that she was on the phone with the police, I dropped the first girl's phone so fast. I was just like, I'm not going to jail or prison for this shit. And I got out the car and I went around to the back seat. And I'm not sure if I was trying to take the phone away from the female in the back seat because she was not supposed to be on no 911 call like with anybody because there was nothing going on. I gave the girl back her phone. There's no situation. So she was just wasting police time, wasting everyone's time and her own. But all of it just in the name so she could see, just so that she could see me in cuffs. These girls wanted to see me go to prison over this nothing, this situation, this pettiness. So I'm looking at the girl in the back seat and I'm standing, like I opened the car door and I'm standing outside the car door looking in and I'm like, what are you doing? And the girl, she continues talking to the police for no reason. And as I look over at the first girl, suddenly the first girl, her eyes have totally changed. Like she's no longer wearing human eyes. Her irises are like this now, like a mustard kind of honey mustard gold color. It was really gross, to be honest. And then her eyes, her pupils were constricted. And the irises were big, like suddenly, like really thick orange rings, because there's like multiple rings inside of this. Anyway, big, thick, iris around this pupil. She almost scared me, but for some reason, I didn't allow myself to be taken by fear because she was trying to give me she was giving me a very nasty look. Dark, intimidating, scornful, hateful look. But what I didn't expect that I would do was return it right back. And I basically burned a hole in her two eyes. Like, let me tell you how I burned a hole. I must have literally, like I didn't literally, but I stared her ass down with such a force. Like it was so, oh man, I can't even explain it. It wasn't hatred necessarily. It was more like, I will fucking destroy you. Like, I will end you. Like, I will annihilate you. It was like very, very, very powerful strength and force. Like this inner warrior in me suddenly woke up. And it's like this demon didn't realize exactly who the hell it was looking at, who the hell it was staring down, until it saw me look right back at it with the most, like, I was like, you would swear I was covered in a fire of rage. And I felt like I was capable in this moment too of completely destroying her. And I was about to, I said, let her even take one foul step towards me, one foul movement. And I was going to rip her throat out or something. I don't know. Okay, it was going to go down in that car. And she knew she wasn't going to make it. So she adamantly ripped her gaze away from me, walked away from the car, and disappeared. Because she knew she was no match for me. Period. She knew. And all of this, me turning against this guy turning against me, all of it was so that she could see me either dead or in prison. And it seemed like in this case it was more so in prison, but she was about to take a step further when she realized that I'm not giving her what she wanted. I'm not feeding into her tricks, into her plan, into her play. Why am I not getting mad at him? She kept wondering. I could see it, like she was getting more and more frustrated. Why am I not mad at him? Because I fucking love him. I love him. I know that he loves me. Yes, he's mad and he's hateful and he's angry. Yes, he's scorning me right now. But I know this is because he actually still loves me. He actually had true feelings. And he's heartbroken. And that's okay. I understand completely. But that's never going to make me hurt him or go out of my way to make him my enemy or something. Like, no. What happened, happened. In real life, what happened, happened. I needed to walk away from him because he needed to grow and I needed to grow. I needed to go, actually. He needed to grow and I needed to go. But I do not carry any animosity towards him. I don't know if he's here watching, but I have nothing but love for him. And I only have ever loved him and wished him well. I will always believe in him, even though at one point I was just very much so upset with him and just finished. But I will always believe in him, and even if we done, we done. But I don't have no type of harbored hatred towards him or anybody. I'm very much so at peace, and these people cannot stand my peace. They like, oh Lord, these demons don't like peace. That's all you know. That's why lately I've been returning to sender love, light, and peace, and I notice it's been a lot more peaceful and quiet around here for sure. Them demons don't like peace, y'all. They don't like love and light. So when you return, instead of returning the shit you send, that you're sent back to sender, I just be saying, return to sender love, light, and peace. And I have to mean it. You have to mean it. Otherwise, it don't go through. And I really do have that much love, light, and peace in my life that I could just send my enemies love, light, and peace, truly, from the real bottom of my heart, the top of it, the sides of it too, and the central. Because I really don't want anything but peace in my life. I realize that's really what's most important to me. So I don't care for the tit and tat and all that shit. But they hate it. Those demons, especially if it is a demonic attack, they cannot stand. They cannot stand peace or love. Don't send them no love, light, and peace. That is like, it's, would it be appropriate for me to say kryptonite? Sort of, not really. I don't really know. But it's definitely, it's like throwing holy water onto a demon. So when you send them back that real love that you got, that peace that you got, they tend to stop throwing attacks your way because you're not about to, well, first of all, I heard you're not about to wake up their host. And then second of all, if the host ain't even around and they're completely like they're completely sold to the darkness, like you're just gonna piss it off brutally. It's really pissing off or angering a few demons, I feel, for some reason. Whenever I do that, I think I've been maybe ruffling some feathers, I don't know. And I just only recently started doing it, maybe the last week now. Just not even returning to sender, just returning love, light, and peace to the sender instead of returning back their attack. Like, fuck that. It's just a never-ending cycle if we keep going. We're not playing ping pong here. I'm negating the attack now at this point. But we needed to learn the first level, the first stage of return to sender, because it does help for like small minor attacks. But when it comes to the big ones, the ones that are incessant, especially the massive group attacks, like major cult attacks, coven attacks, stuff like that, those are bonded and banded in evil. And so the best thing for those cancellations to cancel that is to just throw love, throw light, seriously, throw peace. I know, I never thought I'd see the day that peace, love, and light could actually be weaponized against the darkness, actually like a true literal weapon against but yeah, that's really how it be. I'm like, wow, the animes were not wrong. They really are on point. The shows that I watched, the Korean shows and like the fantasy Korean shows and stuff, I love them. But they're on point. They mention a lot of things like this, like weapons of actual mass destruction made of light, high vibrational energy. Anyway, but yeah, so just the simplest tool right now is just returning Returning it with love, returning light, just returning peace to sender. They cannot stand peace. Demonics cannot stand peace. They are disgusted by it. They'll want to destroy you, honestly, but it's just they won't be able to. You kind of subdue them. I just realized it's kind of like you paralyze them when you throw peace at that wicked. It just cancels it. Anyway, so I'm going into it because Spirit wants you to give it a shot, I guess, and try it out next time you feel like you're, being hit with something that you're not supposed to be hit with, okay? And for some, the other thing is you need to know that, there is a masculine that you may have walked away from recently, and it's because, sorry, there's masculine, hear me now, I'm like jumping ahead. There's a masculine that you may have walked away from recently because they need to grow. And they may be really mad at you. They might be really pissed. I feel like this person, though, they still love you, but they are truly, genuinely heartbroken. And it feels like they really had like high hopes for you. But I'm also now hearing, but when the time came for them to make things right, they screwed this shit like into the trash even further. Like they just really, yeah, they just really messed up. Anyways, I'm gonna leave it at that though, and I'm not really sure what you were meant to get from this, but just rest assured that this connection might be very powerful indeed. For there to be like an actual demonic in the way of this connection, then that means that this connection is a threat to the darkness, which means it is probably divinely ordained. It's just not meant to come together just yet. So keep an open mind about this and about this person is what I'm hearing, whoever the masculine is in your life, because they just keep in mind that they may have been lied to about you. And I'm hearing they weren't very open-minded about you. So they definitely misplaced you or mistreated you in some way. And I think that they have come, or they are coming to the realization of their error and realizing the gravity, seriously, like very dense gravity of their mistake, okay? It's really hurting this person on the inside for sure. I feel like they're really mostly mad at themselves too, because it was like the ball was in their court, and they basically just, I don't know, they threw the ball out of bounds and like walked out of the arena. It's like they quit on themselves. They quit on this connection. They quit on you, and they know it. And I think they're trying to turn it around, maybe say that you quit on them or something, but I don't think it's like that. I don't know. I think somebody here definitely mistreated the other, which caused the other to, quote unquote, quit or walk away from the situation. And I'm thinking it looks like the masculine who mistreated the feminine for sure. He gravely underestimated her worth. And I don't know why I'm saying the word gravely here, but I feel like when I said that, you may be dealing with somebody who could be a grave digger, or someone here is a grave digger in this situation. This masculine is around somebody who be, I don't know, there are grave diggers around here, bro. Like, I didn't hear about this stuff until like 2 years ago in the tarot readings they started coming in, excuse me. All these different things, messages and stuff. Anyways, I also just heard voodoo. I don't know if this masculine be into some dark arts, bro. I wouldn't be surprised. But I definitely feel like there is someone around this person, especially if there was a demonic feminine, like I saw in my dream. Yeah, there's definitely a demonic feminine around this guy who I heard they be doing the nastiest and the worst and the most. And they take it as jokes. Like they pass it off as jokes. So like they want people to laugh at it. So they try and make it to seem like it's a joke or it's funny, but it's not funny. It's deranged. they're humiliating themselves. It's like the vibe, like this random girl who came into the chat the other day and just literally said two words and then just left. And I'm like, I know that this was definitely that girl. I feel like it's that Pisces weirdo. I don't know. But she just goes out of her way to humiliate herself. And then she calls it being funny, or she thinks that she's funny, then she's not. I'm like, you're just embarrassing yourself and then laughing at your own self sabotage and your own humiliation, which is pretty much like the definition of pathetic. But okay, we can go for funny, I guess. Whatever makes you feel better. Um, and that girl came into the chat the other day, by the way, and she just said, she goes and she says, I farted. I'm like, okay, childish, you know. It's giving it's giving childish. And as I said that, I literally just went to the message that was being held for review, and you guys, look at what this person just randomly put. Russian bias now. Look, this person says they eat shit. Dude, isn't that so funny? She's here again, bro. Or he's here again. Whatever. I'm pretty sure it's like more than one person at this point. But I definitely know who it. You know what? Let me call him out. Spirit, is this, Yeah, I know who this is. Okay, they say Virgo, Pisces, Libra. Yeah, I know who that is. Okay. Well, I'm glad that you can at least admit that you eat shit. Bye bye, little demon. You're clearly not human. Alright. Demons do that shit, though. Alright, so we're gonna press hide. Thank you, YouTube, for holding literally crap comments. Wow. Yeah, so you can see how childish this shit is. I'm glad you guys got to see live, and I'm sure you'll probably see it afterwards. You know, like the absolute level of childishness that tries to come at me. And like literally in the middle of the reading, while I'm talking about this masculine and this demonic feminine, this demon just shows up. I'm like, yeah, I'm talking about you. If that's what you want to assume, you narcissist. Yeah, I'm talking about you. All right. Well, clearly they're very much so obsessed with me still, as you can see. And unfortunately, people just don't know how to go live their lives. I'm glad that you guys see this firsthand, though, so you're not like, she's just sitting here talking like shit about, nothing. It's like, no, actually, I'm really talking about this negative energy who actually just happens to be here right now, showing their true colors. Yeah. And it's funny the name is Russian bias, because I did say the other day that this dude popped up in the readings. I was like, he might be Russian. And so here we are now, looking at, I don't even know who, I don't even care who. But maybe I'll do a little reading on that person. I feel like I might expose this person, because they really, as you can tell, they're very rude, disrespectful, and they can't seem to leave me alone. So if you're going to come up in my business, I mean, I think it's more than fair if I go up in yours. Have a good one.